Good morning. Yeah, good morning, Manju and Grace. Thank you for being with me now. Yes, as always, I will do the prayer on behalf of us, okay? Because with the prayer, we can get the knowledge and we can get the power and the strength from the Buddha. Were bestowed by the Buddha for the power and wisdom. Okay, let's sit upright, place our palms together, and concentrate on the prayer below. We take refuge with our kind mentor Benny. We take refuge with Shakyamuni Buddha. We take refuge with all the triple jewel of the 10 directions and the 3 periods of time. A verse for opening a suture. The surpassed profound and wonderful Dharma in hundreds of millions of beings is difficult to encounter when I see and hear it, receive and uphold it, and without to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning, and without to practice the Tathagata's true way, and without to attain the Tathagata's true state. Without that we can spontaneously express the Buddha's understanding, Buddha's view, Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's merit and virtue, Buddha's capability and Buddha's state through our action, speech, and thoughts. We also vow that all the living beings can enter into the Buddha's understanding, Buddha's view, Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's merit and virtue, Buddha's capability, and Buddha's state owing to us. So that's the prayer. That's the prayer for today's lecture. And yesterday we learned this sentence 33, about the passive subjugation. Yeah, we live in a life. Yeah, we live in the passive subjugation, and we fit our lives to the matrix. So yes, let's go back to it, okay, with the video. Not here. Yeah.
Avoidance of pain are sublimated into pathological behaviors. Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our very thoughts, and our whole way of living. Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix. Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix. Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix.
Yes, who would like to recite it? Yeah, just now we practiced the we practiced the listening. Good morning. Good morning, Grace.
Yes.
Yeah, would you like to recite it?
Yes.
What we learned just now?
Okay.
Yes, you please.
Yes, thank you. Like cattle, most humans live and died, live and dead, live and died, live and died. Most humans live and died in passive, passive, in passive subjugation.
Wow.
They're feeding their life in the matrix. Feeding their life to the matrix. Feeding their life with the matrix.
Wow, genius.
Feeding their life to the matrix. Feeding their life
Yes.
to the matrix. Yes.
Yes, plural. lives, yeah, as,
Life.
yeah, fitting the lives to the matrix. Yes, one more time, please. Once
Yeah.
again, please.
Okay. Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their life to the matrix. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, right.
Perfect. Yeah, yes, I think so. I will follow you. Yeah,
Yes.
like cattle.
Yeah. Thank you.
Most humans, right? Most humans live and die in passive subjugation. Passive subjugation, fitting the lives to the matrix. Yeah,
Yeah.
so who would like to, yeah, hello Grace. Would you like to spell subjugation? Spell it. Spell
Subjugation.
it.
Spell it.
Yeah.
Subjugation. S U B J G 呢？subjugation 那个 G 怎么读来着？G A B C G，这不是 G。
Yes, G. Yes, G. HIJK. Yeah, I think is J, right?
Yes. J U K A T E O N. That's
More
right.
or less. Yeah, more or less. Let's double check. Yeah, subjugation. SUB. Here, J. Okay.
J.
And
Yes.
for the later, we need to pronounce like J.
J.
J. J,
J.
U. And for the later, we need to pronounce like not K, but G.
G.
J, G. J, G.
G. J. G.
Subjugation. Yeah, and here we need to pronounce like ITION instead of TEON.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
Nigga.
the letters, the
Yeah.
pronunciation of letters are quite different from the phonetic symbol. Do you know
Yeah.
phonetic symbol? 音标，字母的发音和音标的发音是不一样的。
G.
So
Yes.
yes, yeah, here J is for later 字母，and G is also later G.
G.
Subjugation, like
G.
this.
C. A. T.
Six.
A. O. N.
Yeah, you're amazing. Yeah. Yeah, in this way, yeah, you can keep it in mind. Subjugation, subjugation. Yeah, in this way, you can keep it in mind much easier.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your excellent spelling. Yeah, you are so great. And anybody else? And yeah, I have seen that. Yeah, Alice, you have come. Are you available now to
Yes,
respond?
I'm available. Yeah, in it.
I will play the video for you one more time and listening to it, practice the listening ability first and
Yes.
then recite it. Okay, thank you.
Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix.
Yes, you please.
Okay. Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix. To the matrix.
Yes, perfect. And even every detail, you did so well. I really enjoyed it. One more time, please.
Okay. Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix.
Wow, yes, yeah, indeed, it is. So here, I would like to ask you a question about
Okay.
fitting the lives in the matrix. Yeah, so humans, have you found another word similar to humans?
Beings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, humans. So, and here I think is very fresh here, right? Yeah, we can use humans plural directly instead of human beings and instead of sentient beings, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, very interesting. So we can keep it in mind, and have a replacement in mind. Now, today we are going to do the review because we have finished the whole paragraph. Have you seen that? The whole paragraph, we finished it. So at this point, we need to stop and to review the whole paragraph and to recite it from memory, to read it from memory. Now, at the first beginning, I think we can sentence by sentence, okay? Because it's a bit longer. Yeah, how many sentences? One sentence in this color and the other sentence. One, just three sentences. Just three sentences. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's practice one sentence by sentence, and then link together.
Subjugation, concepts, our work, our endless patterns of grasping towards pleasure, endless patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain, endless patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain are sublimated into pathological behaviors. Our work, our radical behaviors, are the pain, whole machine, the primal existential fears, the unconscious, are aspect. There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears that are actually driving the whole machine. Are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears that are actually driving the whole machine. Are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the there are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears that are actually driving the whole machine. There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears that are actually driving the whole machine.
Yeah, could you listen to it one more time and then we can recite it? Okay, this is the first sentence of this paragraph. Listen to it carefully.
There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears that are actually driving the whole machine. There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears that are actually driving the whole machine.
How to here. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, it means that in our daily lives, yeah, in our everyday lives, yes, sometimes something phenomena we can be aware of that we are doing the ego construct, but sometimes we cannot be aware of, we cannot know that this is the ego, and this is the ego construct. And because it is the unconscious, it is invisible, unconscious, invisible, not aware of it, pay no attention to it. So that kind of that kind of ego drive us, drive the whole machine, drive our body, our mouth, and our mind. So that's the issue. And here the B, the first half, the first sentence is the B, and then link. There is a link word but, and then the others are on a sentence to emphasize something. So it is that. So have you found it? It is that. It is that. Actually, the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential field. These are the subjects, and then are actually driving the whole machine. So at this moment, it is also driving the whole machine. We are controlled by it. We are driven by it. So could you repeat it? Recite it, read it from memory. Who would like to try? One more time.
There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears that are actually driving the whole machine.
The whole machine. So who would like to try it? They're a bit longer, right? Let's look at it. So which kind of sin actually driving the whole machine? There are three: the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears. That's kind of issue. All right, I will try for you first. Okay, I try my best. Look, please keep an eye for me and listening to me. Okay. There are aspects of the ego. There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it is the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears that are actually driving the whole machine. Okay, one more time. There are aspects of ego that we can be conscious of, but it is the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears that are actually driving the whole machine. Oh, you are ready, both of you, Alice and Grace. Alice, you first, please.
Okay. There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious. It's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears that are actually driving the whole machine.
Wow. Bingo. One more time, please. I realize there is a omission. Yes, it's. Yes, much better. It's. Yes, you please. One more time, Alice. I admire you so much. You're amazing. One more time.
Okay. There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears that are actually driving the whole machine. Whole machine.
Yes, the whole machine. Yes, perfect. I really enjoy it. I sing highly praises of you. Yeah, you're amazing. You've improved yourself in the intonation. Much, a lot. Yeah, you're amazing. Thank you. And then, yeah, Grace, you please. Hello, Grace.
Hi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excited?
Yes, we're excited.
Yes. Thank you. There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it is unconscious. The archaic wiring, the primal existential fear that are actually deriving to the whole machine. Yes, that's right.
That are actually what?
That are deriving actually deriving. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Driving what?
That actually deriving to the whole machine.
Is there any tube?
Yes, not
Driving to the machine.
That actually deriving the whole machine.
So there is no tube, right?
Yes.
Driving the whole machine, not driving to the machine. Yes, I think, yeah, one more time, please. I think, yeah, you can handle it.
Yes, okay. There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fear that are actually driving the whole machine. Yes.
Wow, bingo. And the fear, is there any ace? Fear. Fears or fear?
Fear. The right fear.
Existential fears. I
Yeah.
think fears. Because there are many kinds of fear, right? Yeah, many fears, such as a fear to die, I feel be lost. Yeah, fear everything. Yes, there is ace. There is ace after fear. Let's
Fear.
double check. Plural fear.
Fear.
Yes,
Fears.
fears.
Fears. Yes. Fears. Yes.
Okay, one more time, please.
Yes. There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears. There are actually driving the whole machine. Yes.
Bingo. Yes, perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect now. Yeah, this time is perfect. Okay, let's go ahead with the sentence 2.
Are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, primal existential fears that are actually driving the whole machine. Patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain are sublimated into pathological behaviors. Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our very thoughts, and our whole way of living. Endless patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain are sublimated into pathological behaviors. Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our very thoughts, and our whole way of living. Endless patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain are sublimated into pathological behaviors. Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our very thoughts, and our whole way of living. The patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain are sublimated into pathological behaviors. Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our very thoughts, our whole way of living.
Yeah, who would like to join, please? Try to recite the sentence too. Yeah, Grace, you are amazing. You please. Hello, Grace. I cannot hear you just now.
You need?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes, please.
Okay. I'm waiting for Chris.
Oh, Alice. Ah, sorry, I made a mistake
I'm
again.
confused now. Okay. Just now.
Apologize. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. Endless patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoid of pain are sublimated into pathological behaviors. Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our very thoughts, and our whole way of living, our mind. Sorry, I don't remember. Our whole way of living. Yeah.
Yes, you are amazing. One more time, please.
Okay. Yeah. Endless patterns of endless patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoiding pain are sublimated into pathological behaviors. Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our very thoughts, and our whole way of living.
Yes, perfect. Amazing. Yes, for monks, I really enjoy it. Okay, time for you, Grace. Yeah, this time is for Grace. Okay. Hello, Grace. Are you ready now?
Yes.
I will play it for you one more time.
Logical behaviors, pleasure and avoidance of pain are endless patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain are sublimated into pathological behaviors. Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our very thoughts, and our whole way of living.
Yes, you please.
Yes. Endless pattern of grasping the word pleasure, pleasure,
Yeah.
and avoidance of pain are sublimated into pathological behaviors. Our work, our relationships,
Mm-hmm.
our beliefs,
Yeah.
our 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 our, our 什么 goals, our very goals,
Yes.
and our whole way to living.
Whole way?
And our whole way of living. And our
Yes. Of living. Yes, I think so. Yeah, one more time, please.
yes, endless patterns of grasping toward pleasure, pleasure, and pleasure and avoidance of pain are sublimated into biological biological behaviors.
Yes.
Our work, our relationship, our beliefs, our very thoughts, our very thoughts, our whole way of living, and our whole way of living. Yes.
Yes, correct. Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much. Fantastic. Okay, time for me to follow both of you. I will do that. Okay, do that, do that. Yeah, and these patterns, of, yeah, and these patterns, I'm not sure, I forgot.
Patterns of grasping towards pleasure.
Okay, one more time. And these patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain are sublimated into pathological behaviors. Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our everything, our very thoughts, and our whole way of living. Okay, one more time. And these patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain are sublimated into pathological behaviors. Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our very thoughts, and our very thoughts, in our whole way of living. Okay, let's double check the intonation. Okay.
Endless patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain.
Endless patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain
Are sublimated into pathological behaviors.
into pathological behaviors.
Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our very thoughts, and our whole way of living.
Okay, our very thoughts used to go down. Our very thoughts, not our every thoughts, not our very thoughts, our very thoughts, our very thoughts, and our whole way of living. Okay, fantastic. Let's go ahead, okay?
Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix. Feeding their lives to live and die in passive subjugation. Feeding their lives to the matrix, die in passive subjugation. Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix. Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix. Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix.
Yeah, who would like to try it? Passive subjugation. Let's do the matrix. So who? Yeah, you are in the way. You're amazing. You are so in. Okay, you please.
Okay. Like cattle. Most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix.
Wow. One more time, please.
Okay. Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, perfect. I really enjoyed. And especially intonation is same. Is is exactly the same as the video. Okay, you please, Grace.
Thank you. Like cattle, most humans live and die in live and die in 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 passive in passive 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 in passive subjugation in passive subjugation. They are feeding their life to the matrix.
That's correct. Yeah, fitting the lines to the matrix. Yes, amazing. One more time, please.
Yes, thank you. Uh, like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their life on to the matrix, feeding their life to the matrix. Yes.
Okay, bingo. Yes, perfect. I will follow you. I will follow you. Yeah, like cattle, like cattle, like cattle. Most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix. Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix. Feeding their lives to the matrix.
Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding their lives to the matrix.
Okay, feeding their lives to the matrix. Feeding their lives to the matrix. And the intonation is a bit different. Feeding their lives to the matrix. Okay. Now it's time for us to link together three sentences together. Who would like to try it? Yeah, we can have a glance at it. Have a look at it. First, the ra and these patterns, and then like cattle. Yeah, great. Alice, you're amazing. You please first.
Yeah, I hope that I can do this. Okay,
You can, no problem. Just do it.
okay. Mm. There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it is the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fears that are actually driving the whole machine. Endless patterns of grasping towards pleasure or avoidance of pain are sublimated into pathologic behaviors. Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our very thoughts, and our whole way of living. Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, feeding the lives to the matrix. Okay, thank you.
Congratulations. I would be so happy. Yeah. Sing highly praises of you. You are proud. I am proud of you. You're amazing. Thank you. And then, yeah, Grace, you please have a go.
Yes.
Give
Yes.
it a go. Yeah, please.
Yes. Let me try. Um, mấy thằng quá rồi nè. Okay. There are aspects of the ego uh, that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the awake wiring, and primal, the prime, the primal existential fears, that are actually driving to the whole machine. Hiểu không? right?
Yeah.
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 The whole, that are actually driving the whole machine. Yes. 然后下一段是 analyze pattern of analyze pattern of grasping the word pleasure in pleasure in pressure and avoidance safe 不是 and 不是 pressure and pleasure and avoidance of pain are 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 sublimated into pathological behaviors, our work, our relationship, our beliefs, our values, our whole way, and our whole way of living, right? Like cattle, most humans live and die. 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 后面是什么 ？Live and die. Like cattle, most humans live and die. Live and die and live and die. In live and die in passive. Subjugation. They are feeding their life of the mages to the mages. Yeah, 这不是 to the mages. Yeah, right?
Yes. Would you like to try again? Yeah, a bit longer. Yeah, I think at last you got it. Hello, Grace. Would you like to try again? Or are you busy now?
对，我这里有事情，等一下啊。
Okay, no worries. I will do that for you. I will do that. Hello, Alice, please keep an eye for me, okay? Listen to me. I will recite it for you. Okay. There are one. Sorry. There are endless. Sorry. I will listen to it. I will have a look. Okay. There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal the primal existential fields that are actually driving the whole machine. And these patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain are driving are sublimated into pathological behaviors. Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our very thoughts, and our whole way of living. Like cattle, most humans live and die in passive subjugation, fitting the lives to the matrix. Okay, one more time. Sorry. There are aspects of the ego that we can be conscious of, but it's the unconscious, the archaic wiring, the primal existential fields that are actually driving the whole machine. And these patterns of grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain are sublimated into pathologic behaviors. Our work, our relationships, our beliefs, our very thoughts, and our whole way of living. Like cattle, most humans live and die in a passive subjugation, feeding the lives to the matrix. Okay, I finished reciting, not so familiar. I feel sorry. Now, yeah, it's time for us to paraphrase what length of the whole sentence. Yeah, in this paragraph, yeah, the producer told the author told us that although some of the aspects we can be conscious of, but yeah, we have been deeply influenced by the society and our culture. Especially the false views and the false thinking, and moreover, we're so attached to them, and we are identified with them. Do you know? Have you remembered identified with? Be identified with. We are identified with this kind of false thinking, false views, and false upside down issues, so that we have the feels and the great sufferings. We have the feels and the great sufferings. And in that way, in that circle, in that spirals, it enhances and develops. And so in that circle, we pursue, right? We grasp, we pursue the pleasure, and we avoid the pain. We live in that karma. We live in that pattern of lives. Grasping towards pleasure and avoidance of pain. Actually, this pattern of life are just as someone live in the life of someone has a yearnings of eyes. Someone has yearnings of eyes. So have you remembered in the Shurangama Sutra, it describes somebody who has an ear of eye, a ear on eye, do you know? A ear in eyes. Ear in eyes, and they cannot, they can see the light during the night. They can see the light during the night, and there is a shadow, a round shadow, and with 5 colors. So that's way we see the world. We live such kind of a life pattern. So in that way, we in that way, even to our beliefs and our thoughts. And our beliefs and our thoughts are in 5 colors. Yeah, 5 colors in a round, within a round, within a round, within a round shadow. Just like the one, if someone has a earnings in eyes, and who can see the light in the night, and he can see that there is a shadow with 5 colors. There's a round shadow of 5 with 5 colors, with 5 colors around the night. Yeah, yeah. We live in the same style, in the same pattern. We live in the life in the same pattern, and even to our beliefs and our thoughts, and with colors, with 5 kinds of colors. Actually, they're not the color we've seen. Yeah, in that way, we are like the cattle, and we are slaves to them. We are slaves to the human beings, but actually we are slaves to our own matrix, our own karma, and also says in the difference of karma, the future of difference of the karma. 业报差别经, and it also says that we are slaves to our karma, and karma, it is also like our like cattle, and like cattle live and die in a passive subjugation, and we also slaves to our matrix, feeding our lives to the matrix. So that's it. Actually, that all the illusion, that the false thinking, that all their false thinking, just like a dream, and just like the people seeing the light with 5 colors and within a round shadow. Actually, they are not with colors and in a shadow, in a round shadow. So that's it. We cannot see the real of the life. We cannot see the true self, cause the ego construct of us. So that's it. That's the grammar point. Based on my best knowledge. Thank you for being with me for the whole hour, and the recitation, the review, and it is a bit longer, but at least you did it so well. As well, Grace, you did, well done. Thank you. So that's all for today, and have a nice holiday in China, and have a good day. Enjoy your time ahead, Grace.